Hello, and welcome to your virtual graduation classes of 2020 and 2021. Thank you for joining me this afternoon to celebrate our incredible journey through medical school. I am Aksa Chaudhry, and today I am proud to be your Master of Ceremony and stand before a group of individuals who has changed the face of history and persevered through some of the most challenging times of our lives. As a recent graduate from St. James, I have had the honor of learning from the incredible faculty at the Anguilla campus and excellent preceptors through clinical rotation in the greater Chicago area. St. James has been the avenue for my success, and as a USMLE counselor for the school, I have gained a greater appreciation for all the hard work and dedication the staff commits to helping students achieve their goals. As we celebrate the successes of our graduates, I would like to say thank you to all those who have worked behind the scenes to make our dreams a reality. We have a great lineup of guest speakers today. These are brilliant individuals who are at the forefront of their fields. Our first speaker today will be Dr. Benjamin G. Lumakow. Dr. Benjamin Lumakow, MD, FACC, FCP, is currently the Provost of St. James School of Medicine. He is board certified in internal medicine and cardiology. He is a fellow of the American College of Physicians and the American College of Cardiology, and is a retired associate professor of medicine at the Feinberg School of Medicine, Northwestern University in Chicago, Illinois. He has spent 50 years practicing medicine and teaching aspiring MD students such as yourself.
I offer my congratulations and good wishes to all the graduates. I share with you, with your families, your friends, and your teachers, the pride and joy of obtaining your Doctor of Medicine degree from St. James School of Medicine. Your class is unique and can distinctly claim to be the survivors of COVID-19 graduating class, demonstrating your perseverance and dedication to accomplish your goals. We refer to this occasion as commencement exercises, because while indeed it marks the end of our formal medical education, it is also another beginning for you. You still face the challenges of going through the specialty residency of your choice and again be confronted by the state and specialty board examinations before you really start your medical careers. But we feel that we have prepared you for all these challenges ahead of you with the medical knowledge and clinical skills that you will need for your success. I also must tell you that you will be lifelong students of medicine. Medical education and technology continues to advance with leaps and bounds, and you have to keep abreast with all these developments to succeed. I must also warn you about the present society that we live in that has become too permissive. We even witness so-called political leaders blurring the boundaries of legal, moral, and ethical issues. Because of your education and stature, you will assume positions of leadership and responsibility in the community where you will live and practice. People will look up to you. You too will be tested with these challenges. It is our hope that your education at St. James School of Medicine has prepared you to make the right judgment when confronted with these issues. We believe that the mission of St. James School of Medicine is not only to provide you with a good medical education, but that our graduates, the gentlemen, are gentlemen of substance, and the ladies, ladies of voice.
Our next speaker is Dr. Denny Goss. Dr. Goss received his MD from St. James School of Medicine, Bon Air in 2013. From 2013 to 2016, he held and completed his residency at the University of Kentucky. Dr. Goss is board certified in family medicine. He has been a practicing physician since 2016 and has practiced as a hospitalist in Kentucky and an ER physician and hospitalist in Virginia. Dr. Goss is also a voluntary faculty at Pikeville University. Dr. Goss also currently serves on the Board of Trustees of St. James School of Medicine.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dr. Denny Goss, and not too long ago, I was exactly where you are today. I'm a graduate of St. James School of Medicine of 2013. However, I will point out that the school I had graduated from is not the same one that you're graduating from today. I'm happy to say over the years, I've seen St. James come a long way and continue to improve. However, from the very beginning, at the old Bon Air campus, the incredible faculty and staff of the school are the reason it continues to grow today. It has grown from a small 4-room school with old-timey classroom desks reminiscent of grade school on a desert island to state-of-the-art technology like the virtual dissection tables, the anatomage tables which were installed in both campuses to facilitate higher learning. As you all progress along your respective career paths, I would like to keep in mind what Mr. Ford said earlier. Personally, as a movie fan, I think of what Rocky said. It's not about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. You've all faced adversity and disappointment in one way or another, but I encourage you to embrace that. I encourage you to remember that. That is what makes you strong. That is what makes you successful. And that is what will make a difference and make you be a better doctor. You will do things that others have not done. You will go places where others have not been, all because you've persevered. And by being here tonight, you've proven that you have what it takes. When I came to Bon Air, honestly, I almost quit. It all just seemed too much. The endless hours of studying, the pressure of being away from home, the insecurity unlike anything I'd ever felt. Around me were those telling me that I wouldn't become a doctor or that the program wouldn't last. The path was impossible. My first exam, I recall walking out of the room and feeling absolutely defeated. I'd given all I had and felt like there was simply no way. I went to the dean and told him my concerns about the fact that I was sure I had failed. The island and medicine had beaten me. After a very difficult night, I managed to make it back to the doorway where our grades were posted to find that I had passed. Not only had I passed, but I'd done very well. But my self-doubt had almost ended my dream. Before I end, I'd like to leave you with a quote that I found to be so true. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up. And that's Mr. Thomas Edison. Today is just the beginning of your journey. As more time goes on, more doors will open, and at the same time, some will shut. Take heart in your achievements this far. Lift yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep pushing on. Because you've only failed if you stop trying. Wherever there's been a St. James School of Medicine alumni, they've been described as the hardest working and highest achieving students. You are and will be no different. Today on graduating, you're joining the ranks of thousands of graduates of St. James School of Medicine who are licensed physicians in the United States and Canada. Take heart and comfort in knowing you've earned your place because of your hard work, grit, and perseverance. Today you begin the rest of your life. Congratulations, doctors.
Our next speaker is Dr. Janelle Lewers, a recent graduate from St. James. Dr. Lewers is from Toronto, Canada, and will begin his residency in internal medicine this upcoming summer in Illinois. While at St. James, he attended the St. Vincent campus and was heavily involved in student life and founded the Alpha Tau chapter of the Phi Chi International Medical Fraternity on the island. While in Chicago, Dr. Lewers was an advocate for the community, dedicating himself to helping those in need in underserved communities at the height of the COVID pandemic at the Roseland Community Hospital on the South Side.
17 years. The first thing that comes to mind as I begin this message is the fact that I held on to a dream for 17 years and I've finally seen it manifest. Each member of this graduating class has had a different journey, different timelines, different hardships and triumphs, but one thing that we have all shared is this common goal to become a doctor amidst all of our experiences. No one will ever know the sacrifices that we all made here individually to be here today. From the inception of our goal, we embrace and acknowledge a unique calling, one that goes beyond us, one that employs us to hold responsibilities that many may consider inconceivable or daunting, yet sacred. We approach this role that we have chosen with great pride, yet humility, as we acknowledge that we have been placed into a chosen law of society that has been granted the privilege to serve, support, and save human lives. I'd like to take this portion to thank St. James School of Medicine for providing the opportunity and conduit for us to transition into these roles. I'd like to thank our preceptors and our professors for imparting their wisdom and their knowledge, for providing the support even beyond rotations, and for continually reaffirming that we will truly be great within our roles. I often like to use the phrase, don't follow your dreams, chase them. As JSM, I'd like to thank you for finally allowing us to catch up to them and letting our dreams become a reality. Thank you for providing us the guidance and ensuring that our goals were indeed attainable. The title doctor originates from that of docere in Latin, which means teach, hence the word doctor meaning teacher, and in Old French, where doctor means learned person. As we embrace the acquisition of knowledge, we hold the responsibility to not only treat this world, but to teach it. We do this by imparting our knowledge, not only by providing our information, but it's the identification and the outward projection of our ideals as we do this that establishes the trust in our teachings. This is a unique time to become a doctor. Faith in our practices, our system, our actions, our advice, our motivations have never been challenged as they are now. We are faced with a pandemic that has taken countless lives, laden by misinformation and mistrust in health professionals. We're in the midst of a health system that needs to do more to prove its commitment to every human being, regardless of skin color, gender identification, or physical presentation. Our degree today infers our knowledge and our experience, but it is up to us to earn the trust of our patients and society by reaffirming our moral compass, as simply the attainment of this title is not an inference that this trust is already deserved. As we step foot into our respective clinical arenas, it is our solemn duty to this world to simply do more and to care more. We are here to learn and to assimilate, but we're also here to change and to innovate. We must be the generation of physicians to enhance our system, not only for technological or biological enhancement, but for that of the advancement of patient advocacy. Today, I'm here to implore us all to remember that our duties transcend reading charts, solving astounding cases, partaking in procedures, prescribing treatment options, but we are truly to delve deeper into seeking means of cultivating an environment of excellence on all platforms and settings made available to patients from all walks of life. Do know that by any means this is not the easiest feat, nor have we chosen a career by which we expect views of the sunset by the horizon at the end of each day. But be fueled in knowing that your words may very well be the shining light in a patient's life. And don't ever forget that all that we have worked for, sacrificed, and delayed, this in itself makes it all worth it. Lastly, I'd like to remind you all never to lose your vigor in this pursuit. Be empowered, be bold, be brave, be genuine. Utilize your capabilities to enhance your capacity for change and for good. My fellow doctors, I look forward to watching us become the faces of medicine, to watching all of our successes in all of our respective platforms, to hearing of each instance that a patient has benefited and was impacted positively by our influence on their lives. And I look forward to referring my own patients to your respective practices. Continue not only to do great, but to do well, and also to do good. My friends and esteemed colleagues, we made it. And once again, to every one of you, congratulations, Doctor.
Our next speaker is Dr. Vijay Maker, MD, FRCSC, FACS. Dr. Maker completed his residency in both surgical pathology and general surgery in 1973, at which time he was awarded the distinguished Abby N. Prince Award from Chicago Medical School and Mount Sinai Medical Center, an honor bestowed upon the chief resident with exemplary technical and teaching skill. Since that time, his passion for teaching has only grown, and he has dedicated his career to the surgical education of generations of medical students, surgical trainees, and junior faculty. He is now serving as Professor of Surgery at UIC and Executive Program Director of the University of Illinois Metropolitan Group Hospital's residency in general surgery.
Congratulations for completing a major step towards your illustrious dream career in medicine. On behalf of your trustees, officers, faculty, and your junior colleagues following your trail, we salute and honor you, the big winners. Wherever you are, please get yourself together with your loved ones with a bottle of champagne before you hear the rest of my talk, so that we can toast your success together and share with you my winning formulas for your future. We do realize that your journey has been very hard and full of obstacles. Even though your preclinical campus was in beautiful Caribbean, your life has been full of sacrifices and survival, with grit and perseverance making the very best of what you have in your soul. On the day of celebration, I do not feel like talking about the challenges coming in your near future, but at the same time, I do feel like a parent to better prepare you for the challenges to come. But even more important, I will conclude with my top 10 winning formula to succeed towards your roots and your goal of happiness, peace, and achievements to come ahead. Now, for the future challenges, average U.S. graduate is coming out with a loan of over $250,000 and upward spiraling cost every year for past 10 years. Both of my children are 10 years plus in surgical practice and still paying their loans. Hopefully, you did a little better at St. James, but combined with multiple other stressors, fatigue, depression, and suicide rates among physicians are all-time high. The 2021 Maine residency match was the largest in the history of NRMP. Of over 35,000 first-year positions available, 33,500 were filled with local graduates. The 2021 Maine residency match was the largest in the NRMP history. Of the 35,194 first-year positions available, 33,535 filled. A total of 19,326 U.S. MD seniors submitted certified rank list, exceeding the number of total positions available in our country. The silver lining, however, is that about 15% of these positions were filled by non-U.S. graduates, with a range of 1 to 25%, depending on the specialty picked. On the bottom line, there's always a place on the top. It's the bottom which gets crowded, and we need to learn how to get away from the bottom. I'm sure you have already mastered that art, and I'm going to help you today even to get higher. You have picked up a profession of nobility, where you'll be always giving and enjoy the joy of doing it as your reward. After all, you cannot buy happiness with money. Most full-time jobs in our country are expected to be 40 hours a week. As a resident, you'll be working at bare minimum 80 hours a week and at minimal wage, always finding less and less time for yourself. When you do go home, there is plenty of homework to read, prepare for the lectures, update your ever-increasing documentation of the work you already did that day. There are expectations that each of you is also doing time in research and contributing to the high-impact PubMed literature, sharing your unique wisdom with others. There isn't much sympathy from faculty either, who are also in the same boat. And on the top, your sick patients and their families, who expect you to be well-groomed, looking fresh, and always ready to go as a physician who's going to take care of their ailments. Medicine is a unique specialty, requiring a trident mastery of the science, art, and the craft. Science of the medicine is a revolving target. It needs constant updates. Its half-life, ever shrinking, is now less than 8 years, which means half of what you learned 8 years ago is wrong, and you don't know which half. Self-learning, continuous discipline must follow. Art of medicine is altogether a different beast. It is how you communicate with your patients, families, peers, and society in general. Your interpersonal relationships, altruism, and professionalism are put to test on a daily basis. Last but not the least is the craft of medicine, which is very unique to a physician. Irrespective of your specialty, from the dermatology to the most invasive surgery, we do the magic with our hands. It may just be a great handshake, showing kindness and compassion, or a well-orchestrated multiple-hour robotic surgery. Typically, your first encounter with the patients will be for an office visit, lasting anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes. We do not realize as a physician that this is your real oral examination. Patient and family leave after that short time with you, praising your skills and saying he's the best doctor I ever met. He or she is going to be my physician. Or already made a judgment never to come back and see you again. Whatever transpired in that short time is how you were able to communicate your years of hard work to where it needs to be used. It's funny that over 50 years in practice and over 250,000 visits, I never had a patient ask me what grades did I get, what awards do I have, or what was my class ranking. It's all about you and what you have in your science and your art and your craft of dealing. When you get passing grades from your patient, same patient will then give you the permission of entering their God-given body for examination to maximally invasive surgery, entering their inner sanctum. They sure did see something in you to develop that ultimate trust. There's a phenomenal TED Talk given by Angela Duckworth. If not seen already, I recommend strongly that all of you see that, even with your family members. She was a young New York math school teacher who noticed that some of her strongest performers did not have sky-high IQ scores. And at the same time, some of her smartest kids were not doing that well. She went on to switch her career to psychology. And after multiple research projects from US Navy to the high nuclear jobs, she came to the conclusion that the main driving force of winners was not the grades, it was the grit. We see that all the time in practice. One of your school graduates was so highly recommended by all of my residents from University of Illinois that I took the gamble of accepting them in our surgery program. Looking backwards, I actually bypassed all of the internal guidelines and filters in his file. Otherwise, he would never even been picked into a residency. He ended up being a star. He spent 6 years in our program, including a year in the potential Nobel Prize bench research done with one of my faculty members who recently became chief of surgical oncology at University of San Francisco. This graduate from your school, my colleagues from your school, is now finishing a plastic surgery residency. So just like Angela Duckworth postulated, it really is the grit. As I promised you earlier, now I would like to share with you my 10-point formula to develop the master grit to succeed, and many of you are likely already on the way. You can train yourself to have more grit. We see examples of that all over the world, old times and new times. Alexander the Great lived to be only 33 years old. He had one motto: there is nothing impossible to him who will try. He is considered the greatest military genius of the ancient world. He had conquered all the territories from Greece to Egypt, Persia, down to Turkey and present-day Pakistan, so-called civilized world of that era. He was taught by Aristotle for 3 years. In 15 years of conquests, he never lost any battle. His military strategies are still studied in the military academies all over the world. Very smart man. This is one of the paintings when he attacked Persia. Persia was the height of civilization at that time and a very powerful country. But their main fighting force, as seen on the right, were the peoples going on with very sharp, large swords on very fast-running horses. He came out with the idea that his army of 15,000 came like 5 fingers from all the directions, and they carried these 20 feet long spears. Before the swordmen can even get close to them, they were skewered with these long spikes, and sometimes 3 or 4 of them at one time. He decisively won that war and proceeded. Running another 2,000 years further is Napoleon, the Emperor of France. At one time, that name created terror in the world. It's humbling to understand that he graduated from the French Military Academy, ranking 42 in his class of 58. So much for the ranks. He was 5'2", weighed 140 pounds, and already barding. He conquered most of Europe in early 19th century and was well known for his intellect, will, and physical vigor. He won 18 pitched European battles with his self-designed superior artillery. There are so many stories about his grit and perseverance of what he did his entire lifetime. Even when he was put into jail, he came out and started an army of his own all over again. So what do all these geniuses have in common? What do we learn from these masters? How do we take this forwards? And that brings the 10-point formula. And I'm going to go through all these one by one with you, but in brief. The first is having a vision for your life. You just can't keep on going in the life helter-skelter. You finished one major chapter in your life. Now is the time to have a vision of where are you headed to. Don Hall, a famous CEO, said very elegantly, vision fuels passion and drives the zeal to overcome obstacles. It's a fire that cannot be doused. And I think that's a good start. All of you know this gentleman, Steve Jobs. Very early on in his life, he stated, I want to put a ding in the universe. Look at the vision. Here's a young man, and look at his vision. And sure he did. It'd be very hard for any of us to sit around without a smartphone somewhere in our body. Single-handedly, he got to his dreams. Unfortunately, dying of pancreatic cancer, again at a young age. But he did enough to prove his point. This is the second thing which really worries all of us. How do we face fear? I think it's important to understand all obstacles and failures in the life are temporary. Dalai Lama recently hit 85. He is the spiritual leader of the Tibetan Buddhists. In 1959, there was a major uprising against China. It's not an easy war to fight with a small group of Tibetan Buddhists, none of them with any fighting powers. CIA helped Dalai Lama to escape to India. He has authored 12 books as top New York sellers. Among hundreds of awards given to him from all over the world, in 1959, he won the coveted Nobel Peace Prize. One of his very elegant speeches says, things do go wrong. That is normal. Just like they go right, things go wrong, and that's normal. But Buddhists have a saying, 9 times fail, 9 times try again. That's a privilege. You learn to fight, and you can do it. You got to have that vision and that promise to yourself. We also learned the winners have a moral compass. They have somehow learned to believe in a higher force of some kind, whatever you believe in, and draw on that faith. Here are the two people who as opposite as you possibly can get. Winston Churchill is revered in England about his military strategies, about his wisdom, and what he accomplished. Big time warrior. Second picture needs no introduction. That's Mahatma Gandhi. I want you to know what Winston Churchill said about Mahatma Gandhi. I kept few words out because they were said in very bad taste and not worth repeating. It is nauseating to see Mr. Gandhi, a Middle Temple lawyer, posing as a fakir, half naked, being allowed to the steps of the Viceregal Palace in London to parley on equal terms with the King Emperor. And most of you know the history. Mr. Churchill packed out. India remains stronger and bigger as ever. So what does Mahatma Gandhi say? Strength does not come from physical capacity. It comes from an indomitable will. Each of us has that inside us somewhere. Sometimes we just need to pull it out of there. Believe in it. Have faith in it. And you can do it. Another important concept of using social support. We are increasingly getting into a world where we turned into individuals. I remember many years going to the airport. Flights were always late, but somehow we started a conversation with the people to our right or left, our families, the games, and the time passed away. It's sad what happens when you go to the airport now. Each of us, from kid to the adults, to the neighbors, to the next door guys, even the captain waiting to take on the next aeroplane has their iPhones out. This is not the way to succeed. We learn to connect. We need to put a helping hand out. I think these few lines say it all. In the wake of a negative life event, gritty individuals seek out things that mitigate negative life events, such as social support. Gritty individuals avoid social isolation at any point and at all the points. There's a lot of science now proven beyond that. There are so much studies in psychology and the literature which are trying to take us back to the wisdom of the past. Not everything in the past is great, but there's a lot of things in the past which are good, and we should not give them away. Non-gritty individuals, on the same time, lose sight of important long-term goals in favor of short-term gains, unfortunately becoming ever so common. The salience of long-term goals motivates a gritty individual to actually create their own social support system. They find ways and resources prior to experiencing a negative life event. One thing is to get sick and then try to find ways to fix it, but the smarter people find a way not to get sick. You develop all kind of connections around so that if and when that negative event does come, and that's life, those things do come, you have plenty of resources and ability to fight with them. This is my 21st year of being a program director of a very large residency program. Got 42 residents, highly driven, coming from some of the best places from all over the world and our country. This is 3 years old, and many of them are already specialists and masters of their field. And I always told them, you're best friends right next to each other. Develop those bonds for 5 years. These are the guys who'll help you in good and bad times, and they do. I see that every single day. Like any close, tight-knit family, they take care of each other in the good and the bad times. Each of us needs to have some good role models, and there are plenty of them around, even more than ever before, because there are so many people who are so smart in their own smart ways. This is a very old painting. It's called School of Athens, painted by Raphael, and it still looks as good as when it was painted. A very short amount of time, School of Athens had Alexander the Great, Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Diogenes, Archimedes, Pythagoras, astronomy, math, winning, wars, psychology, understanding, compassion. They're all in this one beautiful painting. Any one of them could be anyone's role model. And there are so many more to come around. There are new Napoleons, there are new Alexanders, and there are new Mahatma Gandhis. You just need to find one of them, or even two of them, or even three of them. It could even be your own parents and the sacrifices they made for you, and try to learn from them. See, what did they do which makes them very, very special? Being physically fit is so important, especially for the physicians. I see that almost on weekly, monthly basis. A physician smoking and trying to tell the patient smoking is bad, or his kids. A physician who's 450 pounds and giving an advice on eating and diet and the importance to cancer and on. You are going to be the role models of your patients. I was demonstrating to this resident last year. He just recently graduated. And I gave him a suture and I asked him, this suture has been so masterly designed in the surgery that you will not be able to break. And it looked like a very thin 2O Ethibond. And I obviously gave the suture to this resident who obviously knows how to stay fit. At the end of the day, every day he spent an hour in the gym. He could not break that suture. Well, that was such a great lesson for everybody around. Well, what is in this suture which makes it so strong? What is the technology? What is the elasticity? What's the Young's modulus of elasticity? That discussion on the suture that day lasted an hour. But it made such an impact on all of us, looking at a totally different part of a suture we used almost daily in the operating room. Developing cognitive and emotional flexibility is about as much science and art as anything else. Living in the world today, we can almost prove or disprove anything. So this has been put to test. What is cognitive flexibility? Is our ability to adopt cognitive processing strategies so that we can face new and unexpected conditions in the environment. So the science took on this challenge to prove. We're living in an era of functional MRIs. If you memorize something, it stays in one center of the brain in the front, all the information sitting there, but only for one semester. That's the long lifespan of a memorized knowledge. That's where your UCMLE scores come from. You study like hell, you memorize them. By the time you come to the residency, it ain't worth a crap. And trust me, some of my top scorers are positively not my best surgeons. It's the people who try to figure out that fact, no matter how trivial that fact was. So now, when the same question is asked, not one, but 7 centers are lighting up, all the way from the front to the back of the brain, superficial to the deep, and with different intensities, that you learned a whole new way of thinking, a new experience. So not only you did not memorize that one piece of crap, no matter how important it was, you have learned a way of thinking of what that answer came from. This is the art of cognition. This is what masters have. And it's free. God has given us all this little package of energy in our skull, which we need to use it appropriately. And this combines same way with emotional flexibility, able to be resilient, both for positive and negative life events. Yes, we celebrate, and yes, we cry, and that's okay. But we learn how to deal with that and go on with the life further. You learn how to bend. Those of us who have not learned how to bend will break. And there is no way of spending your entire life to become broken at the end. Sometime when I look at some of you, and I had a month notice to produce this speech, and I had a lot of times to look at what your school is, what you do, how you learn. You are the heroes. You've already shown what is shown in this slide. You just need to grow it taller, bigger, and stronger. A small, fascinating another lesson I've learned. Sometimes you get in the operating room, it's 2 o'clock at night, and nothing seems to work. Every organ you touch falls apart. Patient had been on maximum chemotherapy and angiofibrotic, anti-angio, every drug which makes a cell work has been depressed. Sometimes a great idea just to close your eyes, take a deep breath. 30 seconds. It works. Colleagues, it works. Just giving your brain an energy of faith, a thought process, a relaxation, so you can start all over again. Very common thing in our field, say, I am working very hard. Friends, there's not one of us who can't work harder yet. These are the stilt fishermen of Sri Lanka. This part of the ocean has been heavily fished by anyone who can get there. There are constant typhoons and floods and winds. These poor people, they don't go to school. They don't have a shopping plaza. They got kids at home to feed, and there's nothing they can grow. So they get up early morning wee hours, bring your little stilts with you. It's a piece of stick holding them together with a few inches of a thread on the bottom. They sit on it all day long with a piece of stick as a fishing rod, and at the end of the day, catch 3 or 4 fishes. Little ones, you can see from their bag, they ain't catching no big tunas. Just enough so they can go home and feed their family. And that is their entire life. They have figured out that they need to work, and they need to work hard every single day. And God forbid one of them is sick. What happens to their family? All the life just comes together saying, Lord, thank you for what I have. Last but not the least, and I already hinted that to you, is the habit of disciplined learning. Today is your day of graduation celebration. Those of you who have not bought this book, I'd like you to invest some money through Amazon. You can get it delivered at your home. This man has spent his entire life figuring out how can you become an expert? How can you become a master of your art? He spent months of his life with the best chess players in Russia, the best basket players who don't even finish the college appropriately, the best musicians, the Nobel Prize winners. He just goes on and spends long amount of time and studies people of what do the masters have in common. And it's absolutely incredible that he has come out with a number which is 13,900 hours of cognitive performance. He studied Michael Jordan. How does Jordan become Jordan? Every day, 4 hours putting balls in the hoop. Every single day, 7 days a week. That's all he was doing. He wanted to master something, he put his hours in. For most of you, if you spend even 2 hours a day, it probably will take you 4 or 5 years. And then, of course, remember, the knowledge life is only 8 years. So you need to develop this habit that I need to be a master. I can be a master, but I need to diligently learn the science, the art, and the craft, which is going to take me somewhere. So in conclusion, adding psychological strengths such as grit to cognitive learning will jump your career to that of a master surgeon or any other master you want to become, and give you the eternal happiness, which is your final reward. Thank you very much. It has been a privilege being at the keynote address. With you, I know the grittiest people who need to rise even higher and higher. Thank you.
It is my honor and privilege to present to you the graduates of the 2020 and 2021 classes at St. James School of Medicine.
Abu Abbasi, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Salman Abhar, Courtney Acker, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Sarah Adams, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Wajha Akel, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Nofal Akhtar, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Edward Akinyemi, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Badro Ali, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Sabrina Ali, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Lydia Anikian, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Finsi Arangatu, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Ronnie Archie Jr., Doctor of Medicine, MD.
I am ecstatic to be pursuing my dream of emergency medicine. Never give up on your dreams, and thank you to everyone who supported me on my journey to get here.
Patrick Estelle, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Oladapo Ayadil, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Hamza Aziz, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Paul Bailey, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Alessandra Benino, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Miriam Benoit, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Stacy Benoit, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Daniel Bester, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Nirmala Bhatt, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
It was a long journey, but we did it. I would like to thank my family, my mentors, and my school for their continuous support. Congratulations, graduates of 2021.
Sagar Bulla, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Abirup Bose, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Jessica Budiselik, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Grace Caldwell, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Michael Cascio, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Aksa Chaudhry, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Moggs Chekel, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Joseph Choga, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Rishal Chopra, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Raymond Cordy, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Erica DeBoek, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Adrian DeKenna, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Nisha Desai, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Kamindara Dillon, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Kiran Preet Duther, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Antonio DiCarlo, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Elton Diniz, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Aditya Dada Panini, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Crystal Elliott Theberge, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Rami Elmasri, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Tiffany Emanuelson, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Angelica Evangelopoulos, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Jorge Evora, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Alyssa Fairservice, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Vanessa Florival, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Eamon Gadas, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Nicole Gifford, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Joseph Gillum, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Christina Govas, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Patricia Garibidi Rodriguez, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Russell Hepburn, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Azim Hamani, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Ashton Hurley, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Heather Houston, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Ol Huzo, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Ikechukwu Alika, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Ainura Isina, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Abed Jabber, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Nicholas Jaggi, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Piranavi Jayagaran, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
Congratulations to all of our resilient graduates who have not only braved the rigors of medical training, but also a pandemic this year.
Joseph Johnson, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Farah Joseph, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Vadehi Joshi, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Alexia Camel, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Gina Kapadia, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Umjad Katma, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Muget Kamaju, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
Thank you, God, for this big achievement. I want to thank my parents, my husband, my new baby, my family, my friends. Thank you, St. James. We did it. Woo!
Haiba Khan, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Dewan Kinchalo, Doctor of Medicine, MD. James Kipfer, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Paulette Krushiker, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Rebecca Lafwy, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Akila Lesko, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Jenair Lures, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
I just want to say big congratulations to the graduating class of St. James School of Medicine this year, to my fellow friends, esteemed colleagues, fellow new grad doctors. We are here and we have made it.
Jose Lai Lewis, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Gajendra Maharjan, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Khalid Mahmood, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Maida Malik, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Casey-Ann Manning, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Jamal Mansur, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Sarah Mossy, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Michael Massey, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Therese Mossri, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Shubhra Susan Mather, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Rachel Malden, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Kushan Mehta, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Richard Muhammad, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Steffi Nanan, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Simon Nazarian, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Peter Ng, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Zi Quan Grace Ng, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Quang Wen, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Kiran Nizamani, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
All praise is due to God. Thank you to my family and friends for your continued support. I could not have done this without you. I love you all. Thank you.
Wagma Nizami, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Mira Nkongo, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Joseph Ntim, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Opemipo Ogiingbo, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
I want to give thanks to the Almighty God, and I want to thank everyone who's been with me. I want to thank my beautiful wife.
Christian Oliva, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Nara Park, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Risha Padida, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
I did it! Family medicine, here I come. Thank you, family. Thank you, St. James.
David Perkins, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Jennifer Pfeiffer, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Tori Pledger, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Xiao Hua Chi, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Mohammed Qureshi, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Thomas Rabadi, Doctor of Medicine, MD. John Renzi, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Crystal Richardson, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Austin Rifkin, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Amanda Ritchie, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Ashley Rivers, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Bradley Sackfield, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Zara Salmon, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Mary Sampson, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Samantha Scoville, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Vishav Sadev, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Marin Claire Seberth, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Masa Sharoki, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Abba Sakiya, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Cameron Shagos, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Sneha Sheth, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Mark Lawrence Dichoso Silva, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
This is for my family and my wife. You did it! I'm a doctor. Congrats, class of 2021.
Nikhil Singh, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Delaini Shivakumar, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Erica Spano, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
Thank you so much to my family for always supporting me throughout this journey and becoming a medical doctor. I can't wait to start my next chapter in becoming an anesthesiologist.
Vishwajyoti Srivastava, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Tina Stanko, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Kirk Stewart, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Timmy Sumra, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Sathish Suresh, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Farah Syed, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Catherine Taylor, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Judith Thomas, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Lauren Turich, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Indy D. Jessica Udago, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Farman Usman, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Aryan Vahidi Faridi, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Preslav Valchev, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Madison Ward, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Chloe Waters, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Nicole Welch, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Tyler Welch, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Martina Williams, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Spencer Willis, Doctor of Medicine, MD. Demi Wolford, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
Thank you, St. James, for an amazing 4 years. Big shout out to my friends and family, especially my mom. I'm excited to start the next part of my journey at Baylor Scott and White. Woo!
Margot Zanetti, Doctor of Medicine, MD.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dr. Bhagwan Jain, Dean of Clinical Sciences at St. James Medical School. It is my immense pride and pleasure to welcome medical students, parents, faculty members, and friends to honor and congratulate our medical graduates of class 2021. It is only moments away before you will all be physicians and you will be embarking on an incredible journey. You will now begin the work for which you have been preparing for so many years. You will find it infinitely challenging, yet sometimes frustrating, at times tragic, most of the time rewarding, and sometimes humbling. It is an exciting career, full of endless learnings and meaningful relationships. I encourage you always seek mentorship and give mentorship. And please stay connected with the medical school and alumni. Thank you. Congratulations.
Congratulations to class of 2021. My best wishes for a bright future.
Congratulations to the graduating class of 2021. You have made us all proud, and all of your hard work has paid off. Now I wish you well in your future endeavors.
Congratulations, class of 2021. I am incredibly proud of all of you, and I am very grateful that you came here to St. James School of Medicine. I wish you all the best in the next phase of your career. Best wishes and congratulations. Please stay in touch.
Congratulations to all of the 2020 and 2021 graduates. For a final farewell, please join me in welcoming Dr. Kalal Guha, founder, president, and CEO of St. James School of Medicine. Dr. Guha started SGSM back in 1999 with a little over 10 students who believed in his vision. Today, SGSM has 2 campuses, a head office in Chicago, several hospital partners, 1,500 students, and hundreds of SGSM graduates like you who are practicing in various disciplines of medicine across USA and Canada. SGSM is also in an elite category of being accredited by both of the principal accrediting bodies that operate in the Caribbean. Dr. Guha is a philanthropist, a visionary, a scholar, and the recent winner of the prestigious JFEL Award in the field of education.
Congratulations, doctors. What was just your dream yesterday, you have realized today. Your outstanding achievements have proved that you dare to think and dare to do. The experience of your incredible achievement will undoubtedly help you to stride forward in the days ahead. Wherever life takes you, please know that you can count on us for encouragement and support. Your success is our success. Thank you for allowing St. James School of Medicine to be an integral part of your journey and letting us leave an indelible mark on your achievements. Remember, your success is linked to that of ours. Doctors, once again, congratulations, and once again, dare to think and dare to do. May God bless you all.